So last week, Netflix just premiered the new Genius Kanye West documentary. And if you watch my channel, then you probably can assume that I am a big Kanye West fan, like really influential, one of my top 5 favorite producers ever. And my initial reaction to this video, I'll just say, if you're looking for like instant inspiration, definitely go watch this documentary ASAP if you have not yet. I'm always inspired by Kanye's rise in the music game, and when you first see the documentary come on, the footage you start seeing, the first thing that pops in my head is it feels like I'm watching the Through the Wire video. I feel like one of the first things they have Kanye when he was with Jermaine Dupri and Mace, when he was producing for Harlem World, you know, it's been so long since he's been a producer solely, and I feel like I was always a big fan of Kanye just because, I mean, I read the credits, as you know, and just seeing his name all the time. And I would joke with my friends, like, I think Kanye West is probably going to be one of the best rappers on Rockefeller. But, like, I didn't really hear, like, a lot of raps from him, but I was just joking around saying it. But I really became a fan for real. Like, he was talking about all the people he produced early on, and, like, I forgot that he did a track for Eminem. He did a few tracks on that Mad Rapper album. I don't know if you ever heard that album, but there's some tracks produced by Kanye on there. And then they're showing you, like, rappers that are from Chicago, and they're saying, like, oh, yeah, I got Kanye West on my album, 19 years old. I was like, dang, how you producing all this stuff? Like, people know your name is ringing bells at 19 years old in your city, and it seemed like you're the man already. It just felt like destiny is destiny, man. I just felt like he kept growing and growing and growing. Like, I feel like he's one of those people who just wasn't going to stop until he was successful. And, you know, as we get older, like me, I feel like if you don't see a certain amount of success, a lot of us, we quit, turn around, go do something different, because, like, being a creative, trying to make money off of music is not easy. Especially when to be a rapper, I feel like there's a million rappers. And I just feel like a lot of this stuff, to be successful, a lot of it is not just talent. It is about who you know also. But it's also like the right place, right time, I'm trying to tell you. If you are in the right place at the right time, you never know what's going to happen for you, but a lot will. But it's definitely fire to look at where someone's in the beginning, how it looked. And like, because we see it with just, oh, they were successful, they did this, they did that, and now they're on. But we don't know, like, the struggle they went through and how hard it was for them. So I definitely love watching something like this. All the footage is dope. Seeing people like Ron Fest, Consequence being there at the beginning. I think 88 Keys is in there too, I believe. So it's just super fire. I feel like what has Twitter talking the most right now was the fact that Kanye went to Rockefeller Records and Def Jam offices, and he was playing his music, his new tracks he made, which was like All Falls Down, I believe. And he was playing it for, you know, people that work at the label. And the way the documentary looked, it looked like, you know, like they didn't really care about All Falls Down or what music he was playing, or, you know, like they weren't paying attention to it. So it makes it look like, you know, like, oh, no one cared about Kanye and stuff like that. And I don't know if you guys know who Wayno is, but he gave some perspective where, like, yo, listen, like, Kanye will be playing this record like 10 times a day. So you heard it over and over and over and over. It's going to be difficult for you to be excited every time you hear it. So that's some perspective on, yeah, I got to hear both sides, you know what I mean, type of vibe. I feel like, I'm not gonna lie to you, I feel like when he was playing the record for Shaka definitely, like, she was busy doing work and was like, yo, listen, like, I'm not really in the mood right now. Not that she didn't care for the record, but it looked like she really wanted to get back to what she was doing. And Ye was just like, yo, da-da-da-da. So I feel like some people feel like Ye is obnoxious and has always been that way. That's nothing really different from what it was before. And some, like, who don't have the other perspective, like, nah, that's messed up. They heard All Falls Down, didn't like it, nah, they trash. So two sides of every story and stuff like that. But what I want to say is that when he went to the offices, that struck me because it took me back to, I forgot what summer it was, but one of my first times actually being in New York was for me to intern at Def Jam Records. That's probably one of the best summers I ever had, and it was crazy. Being around the building, around people you look up to, seeing artists everywhere, seeing how things work, being a fly on the wall in that situation, like, for me, is a blessing. As a fan of music, it was just crazy because I was just around a lot of stuff back then, and it's just crazy. So just knowing what that vibe feels like, being around the labels, knowing that you can run into anyone at any given moment, not knowing who's showing up to work that day. Some people saying like the labels didn't mess with Kanye or Rockefeller didn't like Kanye, and I don't think that's true because you seen Bleak was giving him his props, Guru was giving him his props, Guru was saying how, like, Jay-Z and Scarface needed a track at the studio, and Kanye pulled up and they made Guess Who's Back. I can remember where I was when I first heard Guess Who's Back. I was like, walking to this class, someone had the crazy sound system driving, and all you heard was dun dun dun, like these high bells, and then, like, the bass going do 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 do, and he was driving by. You heard it though, and it sounded like the craziest thing ever. I was like, yo, what is that? I was like, yo, and then I actually heard the record. It's probably one of my favorite Kanye produced records. super tight. Speaking of Scarface, they also show him going to the Hit Factory with Scarface, and just being in New York for a long time, and you're seeing the old New York. I think before I even got there, you just see like, oh, the Hit Factory. And I've been to the Hit Factory. I was lucky to get in there before it closed down. It's probably one of the most beautiful studios I've seen. Crazy gigantic studio, and the vibes in there are just super right. And it just shows like Kanye playing records for Scarface, and I just thought that was dope. And Scarface is a legend, and he's been doing it for a long time. So someone like that saying your music is dope and playing it for him, like, yo, that's dope. That's fire. After a while, like, nobody can't tell you nothing, because like I'm trying to, even though I'm not on yet and I'm trying to do my thing, I'm trying to get signed, but I got big dogs in the game that's like giving me the stamp of approval. It's just dope to see the process of people get to where they got in the game. And Kanye's situation, like I said, right place at the right time. I think he had the perfect storm of like, he was with Rockefeller as a producer, but he was also down with Mos and Kweli. So it's like you got the ear of the commercial listeners, and you also have the ear of the underground listeners. So it's like the best of both worlds. And you produce for a label that has arguably one of the best rappers ever. And the label's hot right now. Like, I got Cameron. Like, it's just crazy. So I think all of that, like being a part of that situation, like super fire. They show a scene where Mos is doing 2 words, and then Ye spits his verse. I don't know if Mos didn't hear his verse yet or what, but when Kanye was rapping, like when he was done, even Mos was like, yo, wow, dang, like he was amazed, like he never heard it before. So I just thought like he's shocking Mos. And then if you can go back and just watch that, like the conviction that he's spitting the lyrics, it's like, yo, he really believes in this and believes in himself. And like he's spitting like, I don't know, like a homeless man just trying to get like, yo, I rhyme for food. Like he's like hungry. I don't know, as a creative, you see these things and you're just like, man, like you know how that feels to want something so bad, and you're like doing everything you can like to show that like I want this, and like I'm gonna prove that I'm the best. Having that belief in yourself is definitely necessary to get anywhere. And even when people telling you no after no after no after no, and you gotta still keep showing up, like, dude, I'm the best. Like, what do y'all not paying attention and just not giving up in the fight. And it's like, it just shows you it wasn't like just given to him. Like, it was definitely difficult. And I think one thing that helped him be so confident is like the support and love he had from his mom. They show his mom, I'm not gonna give it all away, but like some things happened, and so he went to his mom's, and they celebrated on some things, and just his mom just trying to school him, like showing him like you are great, but also just being mad real with him. You see they have a special bond. And I have a great relationship with my mother, and just to see like someone having that person in your corner rooting for you, like she knew his raps. Like, I'm not a rapper. Like, my mom don't listen to my beats or anything like that. But I just mean, like, my mom definitely supports me in whatever I want to do in life. But it's like, how can you fail when you got the, person you love behind you like that, and happy for you, doing whatever they can, supporting you however they can. Like, you need that. And it's just beautiful to see. Because I know, like, Kanye has been different ever since he lost his mother. I mean, who wouldn't be if you had a special connection with that person, Yeah, but it's just cool to see how she guided him and just try to make him be great as well. And what's crazy is there's 3 parts to this documentary. So we got 2 more to go, and I believe the new one is coming out on Wednesday, I believe. But I definitely like how they're setting everything up. Like, the editing is really good, and they're showing you so much stuff from back then that you've seen in the Through the Wire video, like I said. Like, I can't wait to see what else. I feel like my favorite part of it is like they're backstage at a concert. You see Beyonce backstage. You see different people, and they pull Ye on stage and tell him like he signed to Rockefeller now. Like, that's his dream to get signed. Other people trying to sign him, but everyone at the top said no. Rockefeller finally signed him, and then they gave him a Rockefeller chain. They gave him a Rockefeller chain on stage in Chicago, in his hometown. Like, I'm not a rapper, but just imagine you're a rapper, you're in your hometown. People know your name because of all the hits you've been producing already over the years. And now you go on stage with Jay-Z, Dame Dash, and they give you a chain talking about you down with us now. And it's just like, can you imagine what that felt like to hear the crowd go crazy? Your hometown crowd, not just any crowd, where you're from. Also, another point is like, yo, Kanye West really loves Chicago. And just to have that love from where you're from, and it's just really dope to see. I just feel like that has to be one of the most greatest experiences ever. Like, just, so it was cool to witness that, but I just feel like that has to feel amazing. Like, I'm from rap, give me a Rockefeller chain anywhere. I'm like, listen, you can't tell me nothing. You know what I mean? Not just because of the chain, but like what it meant back then, and it's just fire. But anyway, everyone wants Rockefeller chain. I don't care who you are. Anyway, but that's really my conclusion, honestly. I just feel like I can't wait to see the rest of it. I wish they would release the whole thing so just watch it all at once, because I definitely would binge the whole thing. But definitely was one of my favorite producers. I'm definitely excited to see how far they go, because they're at the super beginning of him, like before College Dropout comes out. So I don't know if they're going to take it all the way to, where he is now. They showed a little bit of him right now, So I don't know how far they're gonna go. I'm interested to see. Can't wait. I just want to know what else they're gonna show, like the good, the bad. Like I already want to know how far they're gonna take it. So I can't wait to see what it's gonna look like. Cause I feel like as much as I want to know how his life was back then and the struggle it is to like become who he was, I feel like that Kanye is so different from the new Kanye that we see now. And it's like, how much are they gonna show of him and his transformation to the new Ye that I don't think everyone appreciates. Not appreciates, but I don't think everyone is too fond of, some of the things that he's done as new Ye. And I understand, like, some things are inexcusable. Some things like, man, why are you saying that? It just sounds like a little crazy. And even like his music style is, keeps changing. And one thing I do like about Kanye is that he always trying to level up every album. All right, we did like this. All right, now we gotta do it even crazier next time. All right, we did that already. Let's do something else this time. So he's always trying to invent himself. I don't know if everyone always likes it because it's gonna be different, but I appreciate the fact that he's always trying to, he's always trying to raise the bar. And so you gotta respect that, at least musically. But those are my thoughts. If you've seen the documentary, what was your favorite part? Let me know in the comments, or what you're looking forward to seeing in the next part of the documentary. All right. Make sure you guys subscribe so you know when the next videos are coming out, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.